Hi, my name is Eman. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be doing what's for dinner, planning for dinner, grocery hauls, as well as planning. And sometimes we might be doing a day in the life. So please, if you like what you see, like and subscribe and share with your friends. Tonight, what's for dinner is teriyaki chicken casserole. The recipe calls for 12 ounces of stir-fried vegetables. And they recommend that you get the vegetables from the produce section, not the frozen section, although you can use the frozen ones if you'd like to, or if you're pressed for time. So what I'm doing is I'm prepping these vegetables right now. I've chosen to put carrots, broccoli, and some red, yellow, and orange peppers into my stir fry. And 12 ounces of vegetables, I looked it up. 12 ounces of vegetables is equal, well, 4 ounces is equal to 1 cup of raw vegetables. So I'm doing 3 cups of raw vegetables for the recipe. For this recipe, I preheated the oven to 350, and along with this recipe, we're gonna need 3 cups of rice. So the rice is already cooking. What we're gonna do in this saucepan, the recipe calls for soy sauce and water. I had this teriyaki marinated sauce. So instead of adding 3/4 of soy sauce and 1/4 cup of water, I just did a full cup of this teriyaki sauce. And from what I understand, it turns out delicious and it gives it more flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and add a cup. Ooh, I preheated my pot. That. And we're gonna add 1/4 cup of brown sugar to it. We're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, ground ginger, and then 1/4 teaspoon of minced garlic. We're gonna stir that together and then cover it. Once it comes to a boil, we'll uncover it and then we'll let it boil for 1 minute and then turn it off. Okay, so it's started to boil. So what we're gonna do next is I'm taking 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of water, mixing them together. Then I'm gonna add them to the marinade, and this will thicken the sauce. So it's gonna continue cooking over the stove top until it thickens. Let me get that. Make sure that you mix this around so that it's not lumpy. And it should look like this. All right, here we go. Just mix that together and let it continue to cook until it gets thick. So amazingly, this sauce literally has become super thick. So what you need to do is take it off the heat and put it aside. Now you're gonna start cooking the chicken. So the next step of this recipe is you're gonna take 2 small chicken breasts. However, I had chicken tenders, so I cut up 5 chicken tenders, and we're gonna put it in this pan. I'm gonna pour a cup of the marinade over it and bake it in the oven on 350 for 35 minutes. Once it's finished baking, I'm gonna shred the chicken. So let's put this in here. What's gonna happen is, once this cooks and I shred it, I'll be also cooking the vegetables, and the rice is already cooking right now. So we're gonna combine everything together, mix it together. Okay, and then let me pour the cup of the marinade. You know what I'm gonna say? It smells delicious. I'm sorry, but everything does. And I'm sure it's gonna taste as delicious as it smells. All right, so this is gonna go in the oven. Let me just mix it around a little bit. Make sure that everything's coated. And this will probably glaze up and be fantastic. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and put it in the oven, uncovered, for 35 minutes. While the chicken is cooking and the rice is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and steam my vegetables. And as I mentioned, I chopped up some broccoli, some carrot sticks, and some red, yellow, and orange peppers. So go ahead and mix them together in this dish, or this bowl. I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of water, and then I'm going to microwave them in the microwave. I'm going to start at 5 minutes, and if it needs more time, then I'll possibly add maybe a minute or 2 to it. Okay, now this has been cooking for 35 minutes. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to shred the chicken. I'm going to add the steamed vegetables to it, and then the rice. I'm going to mix it around, then put it back into the oven for 15 more minutes. So I'm finished up shredding this chicken. Now I'm going to add the vegetables that I steamed earlier. Alrighty. Then I'm gonna add my rice. To this dish. It was a cup of cooked rice. Ooh. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna mix all of this around. And then we're gonna put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes to cook. And when we do that, we're gonna drizzle some more of the sauce on top of it. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add some sesame seeds because cameraman thought that was a good idea, and I agree that it's a great idea to add sesame seeds to this dish. All right, see, it's coming together. Looks delicious, doesn't it? All right. Let me sprinkle some sesame seeds on here. I'm gonna mix that in with it. Okay, that's good. Mix it one more time. This is gonna be delicious. All right. Let's cook this for 15 more minutes, and then it'll be ready. Okay, 15 minutes is up. Let's pull this out. Let me plate it up. Let's see. Here. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Go ahead and plate this up. I'm going to take a little bit of the sauce and drizzle it on top. And then I'm going to sprinkle some sesame seeds on it. Let me clean this plate a little bit. And there you go. That's what's for dinner.